Brandee, how did it feel to become the world's best friends through the show?
uh, Brandee, how did you feel?
You know what? Honestly, it feels like they know Brandee and Brandee and Nicco, because literally even this moment right now is our real life. If we weren't on here, we'd probably be on FaceTime, like, what's up? What's catching up with each other? So I'm glad to see the authentic way that we really are friends in real life.
Season 2, there is definitely a power dynamic shift. And I want to talk to you a bit about how that affects Mercedes and Uncle Clifford's relationship. We see them going through some things. We saw them going through a few things at the end of the season. What was that like for your characters to go through that walk this season, in all the different layers that you had to work through?
I feel like, that our characters, Uncle Clifford, Mercedes, and Autumn Night, there is a moment that that the three of them share at the end of season 1, and that's something that is from that trajectory in their lives. Forevermore, they are changed and they are connected to one another in a lot of ways. I think between the two, Uncle Clifford and Mercedes, they've been rolling for a long time. She's been in this club since 7 years. Mm-hmm. I think it was 7 years early for retirement. I remember what the line was.
Yep, 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, they've been in each other's lives for a long time and are truly their own family, So that little power dynamic with Autumn Night, she coming in and doing her thing, but, I don't think it's going to disrupt it too much. If anything, who the true boss is. There's a line, you may be the owner, but you're not the boss. So, yeah.
Up, there's the introduction of a lot of new characters this season. So outside of you guys, the core, who are you excited for the audience to be introduced to and see their interactions with Uncle Clifford and Mercedes this season?
Ooh, you know what? Katori don't make no weak characters now, so all of them.
That's right. Say that.
All of them. What was really special for me, and I'll say the Mercedes, may be that connection with Roulette, because it's just like, this little firecracker is reminding me of myself. So I think that that's going to be very interesting for the audience to see. And then, oh my gosh, we can't sleep on, like I said, any of the characters. Psalm Salazar is doing a beautiful job. And when you see her characters, very different than any of the other characters that we've had before as well. It's going to be a beautiful, and she's so mysterious. I can't wait for you all to see her.
Yeah.
You, Nicco, obviously Uncle Clifford represents so much to fans. He touched them in various different ways. You brought that character to life on stage through season 2. What are the different elements that you got to touch on as far as bringing that character to life this time around?
This time around, I think you get you met Uncle Clifford and all the characters first season, right? This time you are really in the belly of the whale. Getting to know these characters in an extremely intimate way, knowing their personalities, knowing their backstories, why they move the way they move, what their motivations are, and you get to see what their costs are for their dreams. There's a fairy tale a thread that is woven in season 2, because I think all of us want a little bit of joy and a little bit of happiness in life. And especially during these times that have been really hard, especially for everyone in this country, the world, but especially Black people. So I feel like this season 2 really can serve as a time capsule, kind of a way of how we made it over, how we got through, and survived through the pandemic of it all. So seeing Uncle Clifford at home and grandmother, played by Loretta Devine, and just how their life goes through with COVID and things like that. I'm excited for people to go on that journey and get to see how she lives in that space.